was wrecked. it was in bad shape. People who are not used to restoring things would walk into a building like that and think that it was beyond help.
Yeah.
But they're not. We restored buildings where we walked into the first floor and looked up through a 4-story building and saw the sky. We restored that.
Yeah.
It was built by a man named George Callahan, whose son still lives here. He's an attorney here. I could tell you hours worth of stories about it, but one of the more interesting probably was that the Quapaw Indian tribe made a request after we had leased the building. They made a request that they be allowed to have space in the lobby to promote their tribal deal. There were 2 springs there actually. There were actually 2 bathhouses there before they tore them down and built one for the Quapaw. Magnesia Spring and Horseshoe Spring.
Yeah.
Probably the most important thing about that site is that the Hunter Dunbar expedition camped on that site. If you're familiar with them, they were to the south what Lewis and Clark were to the north. They were sent out at the same time. Lewis and Clark were sent to find a way to the Pacific on the northern route. Hunter and Dunbar were sent to find a route to the Pacific on the southern route. Their mission got changed because there was a tribe of Osage Indians up on around Oklahoma on the Arkansas River who were killing every white person that came through there. So they told them not to go there. But instead, they wanted them to go and find these hot springs they'd heard about. When they hit Rockport, that was a known stopping place. That's where you stopped, and then you hiked up till you found Hot Springs Creek, and you hiked up Hot Springs Creek until you found Hot Springs. So they came here in 1804, and they camped here for a month, right on that spot where that spring is, where the Quapaw is. Before World War II, I'm sure you've heard of that.
Yeah.
The antibiotics didn't really exist to treat illnesses. So people came to Hot Springs. They rode the train from St. Louis and Chicago and up from New Orleans. And they rode the train and took the hot water baths as cures for arthritis and several ailments. And up into World War II, that was very common. So there were hundreds of doctors in Hot Springs because they would write a prescription for these people to go get in the water.
Oh, wow.
After World War II, though, that all went away.
Yeah.
Because the antibiotics helped a whole lot more than hot water.
In 2008, the national park leased the Quapaw to the Taylor Chemkes Architects.
So they'll have the Quapaw Bathhouse, which we leased from the federal government 8 years ago. Over the years, a little bit of money was appropriated by Congress, and they took care of some of the problems and issues, which were lead-based paint, asbestos, the humidity from the hot springs that they're built over the top of was making the buildings deteriorate. The federal government had stripped all of the paint and plaster off all the walls, and we designed a plan and got it approved by the Secretary of the Interior, who oversees the bathhouses. The Park Service is part of the Department of Interior, and we were allowed to make some changes, and we redid it in a kind of a modern sense inside an old building.
We did do some of the renovation on Quapaw. We renovated the basement into couples baths and spas. The basement was, as stated, a basement. It was pretty beat up, cluttered, rock and debris left laying over from the renovation on the first 2 floors. There's also a cave in there, and they've turned that into a sauna. The natural spring runs through, provides the natural heat. No electricity is used to create this sauna effect. It is all natural from the earth. Underneath the basement are cisterns where they collect the spring water. Now, the cisterns are man-made. Honestly, what they collect it for and where it goes from there, I do not know. But there is a cavity under the basement. We found that out by making some holes in the floor for some floor plugs. And then we realized there's a cavity below us. They brought in more efficient lighting That's the little bit of modern updates that they've done outside of the pools and the private and couples spas. The rest of them, to the best of my knowledge, they've just kept them original with a little update, and it's not really a business. So the Quapaw has been turned into a business.